Grade 5, how are you? Today we will solve our questions about Unit 12. Explain first about pie chart, application of geometry and measurement. Pie chart, concept 1, pie chart. Lesson 1 to 3, introduction to pie charts, understanding pie charts, making pie charts. We will know the difference between line bullet and bar graph and double bar graph and line bullet here and line graph. Okay, line bullet, we studied it before. You have studied before how to represent data in line bullet, bar graph, line bar graph, or double bar graph. Here we have bar graph, drawing it by two straight line here, intersection and point, or two ray, intersection and point, origin point O is a coordinate about it equals 0 and 0. Right in here the horizontal number, and then repeating about numbers and drawing bar graph or drawing bar graph if you want to compare between two data, and the line bullet if you want to compare between two data only. Okay, so we have bar graph and double bar graph and line bullet, but now we will study about pie chart. A pie chart is a circle divided into sectors. Okay, pie charts meaning the sector about what? About circle. We can draw a circle and divide it in a lot of parts. Each part we called it slices or sectors. What is a sector? About circle. A circular sector is a part of circle region such as that here lies between two radius and arc about circle. Remember about colored part here represent fourth of circle, and here half of circle. The colored part here 3/4 of circle, and the colored part here 1/10 of a circle, colored here 1/5 of circle. We know 1/4 it will be 25 hundredths, and 1/2 half equal 5/10 0.5, 3/4 equals 75 hundredths, 1/10 equals 0.1 1 tenths, 1/5 equal 2/10 equal 2 tenths. For example, the following pie chart represents the number of students who practice sport. The number of students who practice sport, because it is it's a title, and the K about the pie chart here football and basketball and volleyball we colored here yellow and red and green. The example: use the data from the pie chart from the frequency table. Sport here and frequency sport, it was sport. Football here 20, basketball was 10, okay, and volleyball was 10. Use the frequency table or pie chart to get the fractions that represent in sport. Any fractions that represent a time, the value of it time, or the value of item A divided the total of the value if you want to find the fraction, such as that football 20 students like football for 40, so the ratio will be 1/2, and basketball was 10/40, the result will be 1/4. Look at here about the table again. How many students like football? 20. From the total number of students here 40, 20/40, it will be half. And basketball 10/40, it will be 1/4. You know the total number of students 40. Volleyball 10/40, the result will be 1/4. So sport and fractions, we can convert this table here from frequency to fraction by dividing 20 by the total number 40, the result will be 1/2, and 10 divided by 40 equal 1/4, and 10/40 equal 1/4. Use the equivalent fraction to get their decimals. So we can drawing this table refers to decimal number. You can convert it from fraction to decimal by multiplication, numerator and numerator. Do you remember? We studied before. If we have 2, we must convert it will be 10 by multiplication by 5, because 2 times 5 equal 10. we can find the result by multiplication by 5. 2 times 5 equal 10. Okay, and if we have 4, we must multiplication by 25. 4 times 25 equal 100. 4 times 25 equal 100. And if we have 8, 8 multiply 125 equal 1000. You must know these properties about convert. So in this example, half convert to 0.5 and fourths convert to 25 hundredths and fourths convert to 25 hundredths. Okay, if you have 3 over 4, you can multiplication by 25 to numerator and numerator to convert, such that half convert to 0.5. Okay, look at here about convert. 1 over 2 equals 0.5 and 1 over 4 convert to 0.25. Okay, and what about 3 over 4? It will be 0.75. It will be 75 hundredths. Understood? Okay, complete with me about left hand side here. This example number 1. We must solve this example with us. We have here the opposite figure represents the different activities. Look at here, different activities: sleeping, school, playing, and studying, and other thing. Which Sally does during the day? Sally during the day study the figure, then answer the following question. Look at this pie chart and other question here. Find the decimal of the time that Sally spent at school. The solution we're here about school 0.2. Solution 0.2. Okay. Find the decimal of the time that Sally spent in sleeping. Sleeping here 0.3. 0.3. Okay. Question letter C. Find the decimal of the time that Sally spent in other thing. Other thing here we can find the result by add all decimal and subtract the result from 1. Okay, so we can find the number by subtract by 1. We can write here 1 subtract by the total. The total number here, we can write 1 subtract the total number 0.3 and 0.2 and 0.1 here and 0.1 again. Okay, 1 subtract by the result 1 plus 1 2 plus 2 4 4 plus 3 equals 7. The result will be 0.3. It will be 3 over 10. We can convert it to fraction 3 over 10. Okay, the result about letter C, the decimal that spins in other things. Okay, letter D, question letter D. Complete. Sally spent is the same decimal of time in space and space. Look at here, playing and studying, and what? And we can write here sleeping and other thing, because other thing we get here 3 over 10. Okay, so we have similar about studying and playing or sleeping and other things. Letter E. What is the fraction that represent each activity? We can convert all fraction about the result, such that 3 over 10 converts to 3/10. 2 over 10 will be 1 over 5 in the simplest form. 1 over 10 and 1 over 10 and 3 over 10, we can draw in the table and write fraction in the table. Example number 2. In the opposite circle here, color 1 over 2 or half of circle red. We can color it red here. And 1 over 8 of circle blue here, blue. And 1 over 4 circle orange, forces orange. If the pie chart of represents 72 students served, how many students to the blue and green section represent? We know to find the result we must multiplication the fraction by the total. The total was 72, so blue and green section, blue and green equality equal 1 over 4 multiplied 72 equal 18 students. The decimal of the group in orange forces we can convert it to a decimal number by multiplication 25 numerator and numerator. The result will be 25 over 100 equal 25 hundredths. Remark, each circular sector has an angle whose vertex is the center of the circle, which is called central angle. We call this central angle, okay? Central angle here lies between two radius, and the opposite here we called it arc. The sum of measure of angles and cumulative around a point center of the circle we call it 360. The sum of the measure of angles and cumulative around at the point at the central of the circle equal 360. The measure of the central angle that represent here 3 over 4 multiplied 360 equal 270, and the half of circle equal 180. Force of circle equal force times 360 equal 90 degree, and its of a circle 1 over 8 multiplied 360 equal 45 degree. Example number 3. Find the measure of the central angle represent each of the following sector. Letter A, we have one part colored from 6 parts. The result will be 1 over 6 multiplied 360. So each angle here, the measure of central angle here equals 60 degree. And letter B, we have one part from 10 parts colored. 1 over 10 multiplied 360 equal 36. And letter C here, we have one part from 3 parts. 1 over 3 multiplied 360, it will be 120. Understood? Now we will solve question number 4. Example here. Example number 4. The following figure represents the fraction of the favorite subject of 200 pupils in school. Okay, 200 pupils in school. Answer the following question. What is the decimal of pupils who prepare science? Look at here, science 1 over 10 converted to decimal. Here it will be 0.1. 1 over 10, it will be 1 over 10 equals 0.1. Convert to decimal. And what is the decimal of pupils who prefer English? English here, 1 over 5. 1 over 5, we can convert it by multiplication to numerator and numerator. The result will be 1 over 5. It will be 2 over 10 equals 0.2. What's the fraction of pupils who prefer mathematics? To find the result, we must add all fractions, and the result we must subtract it from 1. The result will be 1 subtracted by the sum of all fractions here. The result will be 3 over 10. Why? Because the denominator here was difference. We must find the least common multiplication about the denominator. We can write here. Look at with me here. We can write 1. Subtract the total. The total number here 3 over 20 and 1 over 5 and 1 over 4 and 1 over 10. We can write 1, subtract by the total, write 20 in the denominator, and here 20, and here it will be 20 and 20, because 20 is the least common multiplication. 5 times 4 equal to 20, 1 times 4 equal 4, 4 times 5 equal to 20, 1 times 5 equal 5, 10 times 2 equal to 20, 1 times 2 equal 2. So the result will be 1 subtract by the total here, 3 plus 4, 7, plus 5, 12, plus 2, equal 14. We can convert 1 here to will be 20 over 20. Subtract by 14 over 20. The result will be, well, 20 minus 14 equals 6. 6 over 20, we can simplify it by divided by 2 numerator and numerator. 6 divided by 2 equal 3 and 20 divided by 2 equal 10. So the result will be 3 over 10. It's question letter C. Question letter D. Which sector represents the smallest fraction here? Smallest fraction, science, 1 over 10. This is the smallest part here. Letter E. Find the measure of the center angle of masses in degree. Degree here, 3 over 10. We can convert it 3 over 10. Degree, convert. Find the central angle, multiply by 360. We can cancel 0 by 0 and 3 times 36. 3 times 6 equal 18. 8 and carry up 1. 3 times 3 equal 9 plus 1 equal 10. The result will be 180 degrees. The number of pupils equal 1 over 5 times here. Question number F. How many pupils prefer studying English here? 1 over 5. From the total number here was 200 pupils. 1 over 5 times 200 equal 40 pupils. Example number 5. The following table shows the number of hours that Marwa spent in studying in different subjects in a week. Arabic 6, Math 12, Science 3, English 3 hours. The total hours 24. Marwa spent studying in different subjects in a week. She studied Arabic 6 hours and Math 12 hours, Science 3 hours, English 3 hours in the week. Represent this data by chart. We can represent it by chart here, drawing a circle here. Okay, draw the circle, and to find the fraction about each subject, we can find the number about each one divided by the total. We find the fractions that represent each times follow, such as that Arabic 6 from 24 will be fourths, and Math 2 12 over 24 it will be half. Okay, and Science was 3 over 4, 3 over 24, 1 over 8, and English equality 1 over 8. We can draw a circle here and draw each part. Math will be half, this math half about the circle, and Arabic was fourth, and English and Science equality equal half of fourth, 1 over 8. Example number 6. When 36 students were asked about the best sport they like, half of them answer like the ball. We can draw a circle and divide it here. Okay, this part half like football, and fourth swimming, fourth like swimming, and fourth like volleyball. Everything that giving data using by charts. How many students like swimming more than any other sport? The number of students like swimming, fourth multiplied by total, fourth times 36 equal 9 students. Example number 7. The opposite pie chart represents here is the favorite subject, the group of 50 children. Use the data by chart to complete the frequency data. We have subject, Math here was 26, write 26 in the table here, and Arabic 10 students, and Science here 8 students, English was 6. Use the frequency to find the fraction for each subject. We can convert. First here of math was 26. 26 over the total number 50. 26 over 50, it will be 13 over 25 by divided by 2 numerator and numerator. Okay. And here Arabic was 10. 10 over 50, it will be 1 over 5. And science here, 8 over the total was 25. 8 over 25 equal 4 over 25 by divided by 2 numerator and numerator. Letter B here, or English, we can find English here about letter D. How many students like English? 6 from the total 50. 60 over 50 by divided by 2. The result will be 3 over 25. Remark here. The number of pupils served, the sample size is very important to the period of data of the pie chart. As the increase of the sample size, the data more reliable. Okay. Pie chart 1 and 2 and 3. Pie chart 1, citizens were served. Citizen here about 100 and here about 1000. Check your understanding. The opposite figure shows the fraction of time that Ines spent in studying different subjects. Complete the decimal of that time that Ines spent in studying math equal space. Look at about decimal number here. About math, we look at here about math. We can find the difference between the sum of them subtract by 1. Okay. We will eat all fraction and the result subtract from 1. Look at with me about this example. We can write 1 here, subtract by the total number. Okay, total number here about first 1 over 5 and 3 over 10 and 3 over 20, and what we can find the difference between the total. 1 subtract by the least common multiplication between them equal 20. We can write 20 here. 4 times 5 equal 20. 1 times 4 equal 4. 2 times 10 equal 20. 2 times 3 equal 6. And here 3 over 10. Subtract here. 4 plus 6 10. 10 plus 3 equal 13. We can convert 1 to will be 20 over 20. Subtract 13 over 20. 20 subtract by 13, it will be 7. 7 over 20. Okay, so we must write here in this space 7 over 20. Here, okay, my students, 7 over 20. Letter B, the measure of the center angle of the science in degree X space. He asked about what? Degree multiplication by 360. Okay, my students, here about this example. About science. Okay, he asked about science. Science here 1 over 5. So we must write 1 over 5 multiplied by 360. We can simplify it. 36 divided by 5 equals 7 and the remainder 1. 10 divided by 5 equal 2. So the result will be 72 degree. We must write here in space 72 degree here. And the subject that needs more times is, what's the subject need 2 more times? What's the least? The least part here, what? 1 over 5 or 3 over 10. We must compare between 1 over 5 and 0 over 10 by look at this decimal here. The least part was 3 over 10, 20, 3 over 20. Because 3 over 20 less than 6 over 20 less than 4 over 20. So the subject that needs more times, we will study hard about what? About 3 over 20 social studies. We must write here in this space social studies. This word right here. in this space. Social studies, the subject that needs more time. Question number 2. This table shows distributed 100 pupils according to the kind sport that play. Sport and number of pupils represent the data by chart. We can draw by chart circle and divide it here. A little part about football and basketball. Draw here a circle here, and we can divide it this circle. Draw here, so 50 about it, and force here 50, the half about football, and basketball force, and force about tennis. Here basketball and here tennis. Okay, basketball and tennis. We have a lot of questions about this lesson. We must solve a lot of questions about this example. Reading question and solve the example, and here we can colored half and force and eats to find the result. Okay, it's very easy for you, my students. Okay, next video I will solve the exam about this unit. Okay, such that this example, for each we have here forces it will be 90 degree here, and here half it will be 1/8, and here one part from 6 part it will be 6 multiply 360 equals 60 degree. So this angle here, the measure about degree equals 60 degree, and here letter D we have 3/4 multiply 360, it will be 270, and here 1/8 multiply 360 equal 45 degree.